So recently, Little Witch Academia came to a close, so I figured I'd give it a watch. I also watched the 2 movies, or OVAs or whatever, while I was at it, but I'm just gonna be talking about the TV show for now. I gotta say, the TV show felt like a breath of fresh air in regards to anime. Very different, very against the grain in regards to current anime. There was no, otaku bait shit, that's so predominant in modern day anime. Not that I hate otaku bait shit, I'm into anime. Anyone's into anime probably likes the tropes and all the fan service and all that to some extent, but it's nice to see a show not fall into these tropes or these, degenerate anime fan service stuff that, Eromanga Sensei, blah blah blah, that's the hot meme. But this show, Little Witch Academia, was pretty cool. It was really cozy, really slice of lifey, feel good type of show. Honestly, the animation alone is worth a watch. The animation alone is worth it to watch this show. I think this is probably Trigger's best work animation-wise from, a technical standpoint. A lot of the magic shots were, just super cool, like the chariot one and the intro. The whole, last 2 episodes, especially the last episode, is just, fucking crazy. The animation, I cannot stress enough how good this show looked and how good the animation was. Honestly, Little Witch Academia, it's a pretty straightforward show, straightforward characters, straightforward plot. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Honestly, I think the execution is where this show shines. Like I said, the OST, the animation, while the characters are kind of somewhat archetypical, not super deep, they're really fun and everyone's really distinct and they bounce off each other really well. The show just feels really, really cozy and it's executed very well. Jumping off what I said before about this show kind of going against the anime grain, even the appearance of this show looks like a Western cartoon. This show feels very Western cartoon influenced, appearance-wise, story-wise, even a lot of the slapstick humor that was present in a lot of, the early episodes of the show reminded me of, old 90s cartoons. It was really cool to see. It was really different. The show also had, a bunch of, really, really fucking cool references. Like I said, how it felt like an old Western cartoon show. Diana, the main rival girl, her 2 friends were named Hannah and Barbara, probably a reference to Hanna-Barbera, the old American animation studio. There were references to Evangelion and Gurren Lagann, too. There was an entire shot of a Gurren Lagann robot transformation sequence, which was super fucking cool. There's a cool Sleeping Beauty type finale in an episode, complete with a Maleficent dragon. I'm sure there were a ton of other references that I haven't brought up. There's probably a big compilation somewhere that I gotta find, but it was really, really cool to see all of that. The show even had decent world building. There was this concept of how magic was slowly disappearing throughout time, and in modern day it wasn't nearly what it used to be and people can't use magic freely anymore, and it was kind of going to the wayside in being kind of replaced by science, which was kind of a cool thing. It was very much an old world versus modern day type of contrasting scenario, which was pretty neat. Kind of felt to me it sort of had the message of too much technology is kind of bad. I mean, the show never really got preachy or anything, but it kind of seemed like there was that message. Like I said earlier, the characters, while they weren't super layered or anything, they were pretty cool. They were really fun, actually. A lot of the character designs were really, really good. Diana's hair looked really, really nice with the different colors in it, and Sushi looked really, really funny. Everyone's character design was very, very distinct, and you could always tell who was doing what, which I feel a lot of shows have when, especially a show with a samey uniform type dormitory, Little Witch Academia, it could be easy to, lose people in the shots, the crazy shots that Trigger had, if they looked samey, but these really distinct character designs helped, all the cool action sequences really pop. However, even though the characters were really cool, I kind of would have liked to see them do more, especially in the second half, where I feel a lot of the characters kind of fell by the wayside. Every character kind of just got, their one episode, and then that was that, and then they didn't have much more focus put on them, especially in the second half. Although I think Amanda may have gotten 2 episodes or something like that, or Diana, I felt got 2 episodes, but Sushi and Lotte, they only got their 1 episode, and then they kind of just background charactered it up for the second half of the series, which is where the series became much more focused, because the first half of the series was just getting you introduced to the world, very episodic episodes, introducing all the characters, setting up the conflicts. It was cool how they divided the first and the second half like that. The second half, the villain, quote-unquote villain is introduced, Kuroe? I don't know how to pronounce the name. She was kind of interesting. She kind of, she wasn't really a villain. She was just doing what she thought was right for the world, which was perfectly fine, but ended up blowing up in her face, and then she went back to being like a good guy or whatever. But it was kind of funny. She was introduced, and it's like, oh, antagonistic role. We have a character like this. And, you know, she gets set up like in episodes like 14, 15, maybe 16, I don't know. It was like the beginning of the second core of the show, the second half of the show. But then the show kind of like went back to being like a episodic type deal. And like Chariot was beefing with Kuro, the villain. It was kind of funny because she's like, oh, Chariot like knew she was kind of a bad person, but then since the show reverted back to the episodic nature, the antagonist kind of was just like in the background for like 8 episodes. Well, I mean, things did pop up. She did do things, but it was kind of funny how that played out to me. Like, they set out such a stark thing, like, to be addressed. Like, she brought a lot new to the series, and then it was just in the background for a little bit. I don't think it, like, hurt the series or anything. I don't think it affected my enjoyment. I don't even think it's, like, a valid criticism of the series. The series did plenty with the episodes with her in the background. It's just kind of funny. So while the side characters kind of went more into the background, Akko was really the focus of a lot of the series, which was fine. I liked her a lot. She was cool. She's kind of like a typical protagonist in the vein of like how she's kind of dumb, but she tries really hard, really nice person. You know, you've seen it in anime before. You've seen it. I wasn't too into her at the beginning of the series, but by around like episode 5, like approaching the teens, she was cool. She developed pretty nicely throughout the entire series. But even though it did focus a lot on her and I liked her, so it was cool, I still wish we got more of the side characters. Like Diana got her 2 episodes like in the late teens or whatever. It was really, really cool, but I wish there was more of like Akko and Diana being friends and doing super cool stuff. And Amanda was like really, really fucking cool. She had a super neat character design, and she only got like her 2 episodes. Like, she got the one introduction episode, and then she got the one where she fought that one guy in a duel, and the animation for that was like super fucking sick. Overall, I feel this show executed what it wanted to do pretty well. There's very little like wrong with the series. There's very little flaws to it, in my opinion. It's just a really cool, homey, wholesome story that I would honestly like to see a lot more of in anime. It really does its own thing. It's funny that like this kind of like basic, fun, slice of lifey adventure story is going against the grain kind of an anime, but it was really cool. I liked it a lot. Even though I feel like I haven't said too much meaningful or interesting in this video, I did like this show. It's probably my favorite anime of the year so far. It was just a really cool, fun ride, amazing animation, great OST, a lot of fun and likable characters. I wish I could have had like a more deep analysis of it, but that's why I just kind of made this rambly video that I could not guarantee the quality of. Just figured I'd get something out there because I wanted to talk about this show. If you haven't seen it, you know, go check it out. And if you have seen it, let me know what you liked about it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.